We're about to learn how to animate fire in Clip Studio Paint, hitting two birds with one stone, as this is for Zias and Blou.
Bro.
Essentially, this is like a loading screen, stream starting soon, I'll be back, those kind of things that streamers might show in between their streams. He asked me to see if I can do a Dragon Ball style image of the both of them, something cool for it, and now that is what you're watching. I try to make sure the art style was very Dragon Ball as requested, but at the same time, still looked like the real people, just enough to where you can imagine them being cast in a live action adaptation of themselves. I have Blou holding the lighter because that's something he used to do, or still does, I don't know 100%, but he used to do when they reacted to music on their channel. Did a little research on their IGs to make sure, the clothes were things that they would actually wear. And I've done stuff like this before for Zeke on his other channel, which reminds me he has family members who are big Apple Black fans, so that's also cool. And the idea here is to have the fire in the lighter be the only thing animated. And then with Zeke here, I tried to have it be, again, very stylized, very Dragon Ball, while at the same time looking like him. There's not too much eyebrow action going on, and I think that made it look like him even more, adding really cool hairstyles while having them be a little larger than life. Funny enough, with the chain, especially on Zeke's chain, I had a hand in designing it as well, like the actual chain. So these are chains that they actually have in real life, I believe. And then for the background, I tried to do something that again was very reminiscent of Dragon Ball and one of the planets and stuff. Fun fact, as most of you know, I still haven't seen Dragon Ball because there's just not enough time in the day. Did play the video game, and that's where most of my knowledge comes from. The PlayStation 2, Budokai 2, something. Y'all can let me know in the comments. Had to change the top on Zias because he did not like it. So I had to put a wife beater of some sort. And that was, I guess, on brand. But after this, we're gonna get into the actual animation. Hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're enjoying the video so far. Let's get it.
Since his last album drop, yeah.
Around like COVID time, like around 2020.
And what year we in right now? 2020. Damn.
You know what year we in?
These are the settings I have for animation in Clip Studio Paint. If you want to focus solely on how to animate in Clip Studio Paint, I have a video that is your fix on the channel. This video will focus more on my approach to animating fire. This is something I've never animated before, but we'll give it our best shot. So for the animation, we have a layer you can see in the layer window on the right. The actual image has been made transparent, and we have an animation folder for the animation for the fire, which is above it. You can kind of see this in the timeline window as well. And I'm just creating a sketch of how the fire is kind of going to be belly dancing and figuring out each frame, giving each one a cell, and then having it in a loop. Because the idea is to have this constantly looping, so the image that's starting should lead into the image that's ending it in a way. And that should be reflected in the sketch as well. A little trick here to rename things so that it's just numbered from 1 to 7 or 8 or whatever. So it's just numbered from 1 to 8, creating that loop. And then I have another animation layer using the sketch layer underneath as a guide, and now I'm drawing in the fire for each frame, pretty much using a red line to do it. And I'm going to make some parts thicker than others just to give it a little zhuzh. Now if you're doing this in Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop, you can use a mask to do this, but I'm doing it really straightforward. I just selected the line art and I'm giving it somewhat of a gradient where it's redder at the bottom and more orangey at the top. Doing this for every frame. While this is just a simple animation, I'm not doing everything in layers of their own. On the same layer, I'm then filling in the middle with yellow, and then having the opposite effect here where we're doing something a little bit more yellowish orange at the top and then leaving it like a really bright yellow at the bottom. This blue touch is just something I added on. The cool thing about animating fire is while we're trying to get that belly dancing vibe, it doesn't have to be perfect because fire is chaotic. This would have been different if I was like animating hair. Y'all can let me know if you want to see a video that animates hair for maybe anime characters. I think that should be fun. Now we can test out the animation to see how it loops. And for a simple animation, I'm okay with it. Now I'm just adding another animation folder, but in this one, we're using the airbrush with the blending mode of your choice: screen, lighten, glow, add glow, color dodge. You just do which one works for you. And I'm doing it for every frame as well. And honestly, after that, you pretty much have your animation, but the last thing I'm going to do is add a blur, a motion blur, to each frame of the fire itself. Not the glow, the layer with the fire. Again, if you want to have a stronger understanding of all the terms and all of that, it's an animation video, 2 actually, that you can watch on the channel. It should fill you in. Again, if you want to understand all the terms, there's an animation video on the channel, 2 actually, that should fill you in on all you need to know.
Hold on, chat.
Outside of that, I believe I changed the sky because that was another thing. Maybe instead of green, we went with a purple. And then we're pretty much done. The first time I've ever animated fire. This was really cool to do. Also did that fun logo at the top left. And voila. You loving the video but not showing love. Shame. Holy Ghost, smash the subscribe button or I will place you in my Tsukuyomi. Do all the fun engagement stuff if you want to support the YouTube channel. Leave comments on what the next tutorial will be. Shout out to everyone who's gotten the book. Watch more videos. It's White Manga, and I'm Audi 9000.